Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Here I am, lying in bed, listening to YouTube. And I just caught a episode of the CU podcast where they went right in to Stuttering Craig, right? And I talked about this before because he kind of took a shot at him in a video, but didn't really mention him by name. But here in the podcast, he really went after him about his game awards and how he's making money and all that stuff. Grifter on grifter crime, if you will. I mean, I made a video on that before. But let me tell you, during my recovery, this is something that I need. It's getting boring just lying in bed, let me tell you. Excuse me if I cough, guys. I'm still not well. But, you know, there's a couple of things here, if I have to go back and look at it. And he's giving everybody smoke. It's got to be killing Pat here. Watching these guys make that money. And, for me, it doesn't matter what you tell me, this is about money, right? Mr. Pat is about money, and so is Craig. Both of them are in pursuit of that dollar, which is the American way, of course. And, but you have the left wing here against the right wing. Who's going to win, mano a mano? Right. And in many ways, just looking at it from afar, right, from a distance, I've seen that a lot of the narratives that were formerly, really held by a lot of CU podcast content before, which is, pro-consumer, trying to advocate for gamers and stuff like that, all that is gone, right? All those bad guys are gone. And what they call the grifters now, what they're calling the grifters, people that are monetizing content, being against, DEI and left-wing politics and extremists. And sometimes it's fair, and sometimes, guys, it's overboard. Like when I see, websites that have percentages of wokeness or DEI, whatever the hell, that's too much, and for me, the market should decide. If you want to make a woke game, make it. It's your money to burn, right? Obviously, the customers aren't buying them. I think they go a little bit overboard, or a lot overboard, when you start attacking people. But there is a criticism to be had there when those people are advocating, for example, the things they advocate, especially when it comes to directing their views, their social views toward children. That is certainly worthy of criticism, right? That is not, somebody chasing down somebody else because it's something that they're putting down on in public, and they're writing it on X or Blue Sky, whatever the hell it is that they're putting on social media. It is your right as a consumer to support people that you agree with or not agree with, right? And whenever you're in business trying to sell to everybody, guys, it's never a good idea to put your views out there, because it doesn't matter. You could be, a Catholic and people are going to hate you. You could be a Protestant, people are going to hate you. You could be gay, people are going to hate you. You could be straight, people are going to hate you. The less of you put out there and just let your product speak for itself, the easier it is. But you have these people that have been hired in the gaming industry, which come from, all these colleges and cliques and what have you, and they all have the same political points of view, unfortunately. Now, does that mean that they're going to make a horrible game? No, but obviously they're making a lot of bad games, right, that don't focus on games, and that's worthy of criticism. But I think it goes beyond that. I think the attack that people are making now, if you really look at it, it's about the money and how much money these people are making in, right? Whenever they make an argument about this or that and the other, it's really about the amount of money they're making online. You know what? The public speaks, right? The public's never wrong, and you're not going to tell people how to spend their money. If they're willing to give Stuttering Craig 40, 50, 60 bucks, whatever it is, nobody's forcing them, right? And even Smash JT's catching strays out there, and if you don't like his content, don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? But it's the anger of people giving him money that really drives people off the wall, right? And it's got to be killing, Pat, watching all this money float away from his side of the business to another, audience, and he's losing audience members. Absolutely, they share comments, audience members, and they just find the engagement on the other side. And it's hard because Pat is making now like one video a week. And these guys are making videos every day. Of course they're going to make more money. But I don't think that this is the way to go. If you really want to put the other side of the argument out there, make your own content, right? Make your own daily content to expose the other side, right? When you have two sides speaking, you can choose and see who's right, who's wrong. You know, the people on the right leaning politics are not going to have 100% of the answers right all the time, and the left isn't either, for sure, right? But you can get some good dialogue going on. Maybe there's some things you didn't see over there, and is there a criticism to be had on making, 100 videos on the same subject? Of course, everything gets stale. But it doesn't mean that there isn't a point there. Just because somebody wants to play with a male character doesn't make him a homophobe. Just like if somebody wants to play with a gay character doesn't mean that he doesn't like straight people. It's just choice in games, whatever. But definitely it's gotten overboard. But here, it's gotten about the money. He's pocket watching. I don't know how smart it is of Pat Contri to be looking at other people's money and asking for transparency with his history. I don't know. I don't know how that is. This guy holds himself as the beacon of light when it comes to everything. He shits on anybody who's an investor, crypto, anything, right? While he's just making money off his audience and has used his audience as a credit card for years, right? This latest project on the Nintendo 64, a book he said he would never, on a game system that he didn't like, he's making it now, and it's based on emulation, which is, to me, a complete scam, and that's just my opinion, right? That's just my opinion. That's how he made his money. He took COVID money during the peak of the pandemic when YouTube was making the highest amount of money, and there's other stuff there. So, if this is the way he's going to go, especially against these guys that are online every day, researching everything, probably by the time you hear this video, these guys are going to know what high school he went to, who hated him, who beat him. Forget about all the Tommy Tallarico stuff, right? Tommy Tallarico, who would make fun of his melon head. And we don't know, right? We don't know anything about Craig. And I haven't interacted with both these guys, and I'm not a fan of either of them, right? But I'm here for the war. I know it's going to be entertaining. I don't know what's going to happen, guys, but I'm going to be here for the show. And I hope it starts soon, because these meds are really kicking my butt. And just lying in a bed is just like the worst thing ever when you can't stare at a screen. All right, humans, let me turn this recorder off, and I'll catch you on the next one. I got to ask somebody here to load it up for me. All right, guys, take care.